Hi, everybody. Bob Bernhardt, the very proud principal Pops Conductor of our Grand Rapids Symphony. And I'm talking today about our upcoming Pops concert, and the award goes to why this concert, why a film concert, why these pieces on the film concert, a few other questions you didn't ask, but I'm apparently going to answer. First of all, why another film concert? Well, first of all, the body of music that's available, the incredible depth and breadth of great film music, not just film music, but great film music is enormous. And that's one. Second, I'm a sucker for film music. I have always loved it. But in the last 30 years, as more and more of publishers have come out with some of the classic film scores, but in the original full-bodied symphonic versions thereof, this has really been an extraordinary journey in the last couple of decades in particular. So there's so much more available now. And as always, there's a very strict code by which these programs are selected. It's stuff I like. So there you go. So one thing I'm very excited about for this concert is that we're opening with 3 pieces in a row by Erich Wolfgang Korngold. I am so admiring of Korngold on so many levels. He was declared at the age of 11 a genius by no one less than Gustav Mahler, who heard a piece of Korngold. Korngold came in and played it at the piano at 11 for Mahler, and Mahler declared him a genius. After hearing it, Korngold's career was going so amazingly, fabulously forward as a classical composer of enormous importance in Europe, when his life changed in the 30s, as the life of so many in Central Europe with the coming of the Third Reich. But the 3 pieces by Korngold that we're doing are basically in reverse order. From the early 40s, we're starting with music from King's Row, which was a movie starring Ronald Reagan. You may have heard of him. Actually, one of the movies for which he received actually good acting reviews. And this majestic couple of minutes, this wonderful music from King's Row, the opening of King's Row. He started writing it before he knew anything about the movie, and he thought it was King's Row, so it should be, there's monarchy involved. So this is really impressive music, but the film had nothing to do with that, but never mind. King's Row from the early 40s. Then from 1935, the swashbuckling music to Captain Blood, the Errol Flynn film, the first Errol Flynn film. They asked, I can't say Flynn film apparently, but anyway, they asked Korngold to write some swashbuckling music. And he said, what? And they said, make it up. And he did. And in so doing, was one of the creators of what became known as the Hollywood sound. I love this seafaring music that has this gorgeous center romantic section for the romantic love interest in the movie. And it's just really amazing. And then I get to tell pirate jokes. Anyway, and so we're going from the 40s to the early 20s with Korngold's music to start the concert. And I've always wanted to do this, and this time I get to do this, and I'm very excited. Also on the program is a little section that I'm calling a salute to creatures, Creature Suite. And also music from the 30s. It's King Kong, Max Steiner's. It's one of the first scores that was written through composed for the entire movie. It was original music for the entire movie. Before that time, and of course in the silent era, the movies weren't silent. They had accompaniment either by a keyboardist or organist or a small chamber ensemble, sometimes even by a small orchestra. But this was music written specifically for the movie, and one of the very first that wrote it in a full original score. And Max Steiner, the great composer, wrote. He also ended up writing 6 years later, in the end of the 30s, the music for Gone with the Wind. Just a remarkable composer. So we're doing King Kong from him, the Creature number 1. Creature number 2 is, Creatures, it's a music from Jurassic Park. John Williams' astounding score from Jurassic Park, which was an amazing thing when it came out. I remember seeing the movie and just going nuts, loving it so much, but not remembering the score. And it turns out, John talked about it later, in that, most of his music in that movie is underneath screaming. People screaming, the animals running, making their noises. So you're not really hearing the score. It is one of his, what's the word, profound. I find it in some ways very profound and great excitement and fun. Music from Jurassic Park. And the third one is actually, it's my grandchildren's fault. Nora and I have, through the pandemic, had a weekly Zoom watching movies with our grandkids who live out in the Seattle area. And one of the things they introduced us to was the How to Train Your Dragon movies. And to say that we adored them, we did. Only goes to show you that I'm still 12, but some of you may know that already. But this music by John Powell is fantastic. So there's about a 5-minute suite of music from How to Train Your Dragon. That's the Creatures suite. It's King Kong, Jurassic Park, and How to Train Your Dragon. Also on the program is a little mini tribute to Henry Mancini, a name that we don't hear enough of really these days. Mancini was a magnificent composer for film and television. And we're going to be doing one of his great scores for television, Peter Gunn, a detective show from the 50s and the 60s. Peter Gunn is the first TV show with a jazz score. And part of it was because the main character's girlfriend ran a jazz club, and a lot of the activity took place in and around that jazz club. So the music was jazzy. But at the concert, I'll explain the mystery of that recording session, the mystery and the majesty of the recording session for Peter Gunn, which was a shock to everyone involved. And I will say a shock in a good way. And the other is, of course, his eternally famous and fun score, the opening main theme to Pink Panther. So a little mini Mancini theme. In the concert, we have My Heart Will Go On from Titanic, Beauty and the Beast from Beauty and the Beast, and Over the Rainbow, of course, from The Wizard of Oz. And shall we say a surprise encore coming at the end of the concert, which is a good place for an encore, actually. And a little mini Star Trek tribute, because I am 12. So this concert is, again, it's just stuff I like, but it's stuff I really like. And I hope you will as well. It's from the 30s all the way to this century, to the 21st century, and with a fabulous soloist. And basically, though, the star of this show is our orchestra. The star of the show is the Grand Rapids Symphony, as it should be. So hope we'll see you there. Hope you enjoyed this little discussion. And I miss you all, and I can't wait to see you again. All the best. Thanks.